Think you know Chevrolet's muscle cars? From the roaring 60s to the jaw-dropping 2010s, in this mega episode, I'm counting down the 28 fastest Chevrolet muscle machines to ever conquer the quarter mile. From iconic legends like the 1969 Camaro SS to modern beasts like the 2019 Camaro ZL1 LE, this list is packed with horsepower, speed, and timeless design. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you love the video. At number 28 is the 1986 Chevrolet Monte Carlo SS. Quarter mile timing, 15.9 seconds. The 1986 Chevrolet Monte Carlo SS holds its place in history as a reminder of how muscle cars evolved through the 80s, balancing performance aspirations with tighter regulations and changing market demands. At its heart was a 5.0-liter small block V8 that produced 180 horsepower. A figure modest compared to the golden era of the late 60s, but one that still allowed respectable acceleration by mid-80s standards. The car managed a 0 to 60 time of 7.5 seconds and a quarter mile pass in 15.9 seconds, numbers that ensured it could still turn heads at the drag strip. While raw horsepower was not its defining trait, the Monte Carlo SS distinguished itself with aerodynamic enhancements that had real functional benefits. Chevrolet fitted it with a sloped, pointed nose and a sculpted rear deck lid spoiler, both designed to reduce drag and improve high-speed stability. These modifications were not merely cosmetic, they were born out of Chevrolet's need to homologate the Monte Carlo for NASCAR competition, where aerodynamics often made the difference between winning and losing. On the street, the Monte Carlo SS carried a sense of purpose and aggression, with bold SS badging and a stance that set it apart from the standard Monte Carlo models. Its suspension tuning was sharper, offering firmer handling and better road feel, which gave drivers more confidence to push the car harder than they might expect from a personal luxury coupe. Inside, however, the car retained comfort features like plush seating and full instrumentation, proving it could serve as both a weekend cruiser and a daily driver. For enthusiasts of the period, the 1986 Monte Carlo SS was more than just numbers on a time slip. It represented Chevrolet's effort to keep the muscle car spirit alive in an era when emissions restrictions and fuel economy pressures had stripped away much of the brute force from American performance machines. By maintaining a balance of styling flair, racing pedigree, and competent acceleration, the Monte Carlo SS carved out its legacy. It was a car that looked fast, felt special, and gave everyday drivers a direct connection to Chevrolet's racing efforts, ensuring its place as a nostalgic favorite among muscle car fans. Next, at number 27, we have the 1995 Chevrolet Monte Carlo Z34. Quarter mile timing, 15.7 seconds. The 1995 Chevrolet Monte Carlo Z34 was introduced during a period when Chevrolet was reimagining the role of the Monte Carlo in its lineup, shifting it from a personal luxury coupe to a sport-oriented, NASCAR-inspired street machine. At its core was a 3.4-liter DOHC V6 engine, an advanced power plant for its time, producing 215 horsepower and giving the car a lively character compared to the base models. This allowed the Z34 to accelerate from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just over 7 seconds, which was highly respectable for a mid-90s front-wheel drive coupe. With a quarter mile time of 15.7 seconds and a top speed in the 135 miles per hour range, the Z34 stood as a performance highlight in Chevrolet's lineup. The Monte Carlo Z34's design borrowed heavily from Chevrolet's stock car racing program, reflecting its heritage in NASCAR, where the Monte Carlo name had become a staple. It featured a sleek, aerodynamic profile with a low hoodline, integrated front fascia, and wide stance, all of which gave it an aggressive look that immediately set it apart. A subtle rear spoiler not only enhanced high-speed stability, but also gave the car the visual cues of a track-ready machine. Inside, the Z34 came with sport-bolstered seats, driver-oriented controls, and available digital instrumentation that emphasized its modern sporting intent. While many traditionalists still long for the rear-wheel drive, V8-powered Monte Carlos of earlier decades, the Z34 carved its own identity. Its V6 engine, though smaller than the classic big blocks, was advanced in engineering, featuring dual overhead cams and 24 valves that allowed it to rev higher and deliver smooth power delivery. This gave it a different flavor of performance compared to the old-school muscle cars, but one that was more in tune with the technology-driven 90s. The 1995 Monte Carlo Z34 was also significant as it marked the rebirth of the Monte Carlo nameplate after a hiatus earlier in the decade. Chevrolet used it as a bridge between nostalgia and modernity, appealing both to fans of its racing pedigree and to younger buyers seeking style and speed without the thirst of a large V8. Although it may not have achieved the legendary status of its 60s and 70s ancestors, the Z34 proved that Chevrolet could adapt the muscle car spirit into a new era, giving drivers a sporty coupe that balanced performance, efficiency, and style. At number 26 is the 1986 Chevrolet Camaro Z28. Quarter-mile timing, 15.6 seconds. The 1986 Chevrolet Camaro Z28 represented the height of third-generation Camaro styling and engineering, combining performance with aggressive design that carried forward the muscle car tradition into a new era. Under the hood, the Z28 featured a 5.0-liter V8 engine producing 190 horsepower, a figure that may sound modest compared to the fire-breathing Camaros of the late 60s, but one that delivered strong performance for the mid-80s. With a 0 to 60 time of just over 7 seconds and a quarter-mile pass in 15.6 seconds, the Z28 proved it still had the muscle to compete in its segment. Its performance reflected Chevrolet's careful balancing act between tightening emission standards and the desire to keep the Camaro relevant as a performance icon. Visually, the 1986 Camaro Z28 was unmistakable. The model sported a low-slung, aerodynamic body that emphasized sleekness and speed, with ground effects and a front air dam designed not only to look aggressive, but also to reduce drag. Unique hood scoops, bold striping, and a blacked-out grille added to its menacing presence on the street. Chevrolet offered the Z28 with an optional top configuration, allowing drivers to enjoy an open-air experience that added to its appeal as a fun yet stylish performance coupe. The engineering of the Z28 also made it more than just a straight-line sprinter. With a tuned suspension, upgraded shocks, and wider tires, it provided improved handling and cornering compared to earlier Camaros. Its relatively lightweight construction meant that the available horsepower translated efficiently into speed, making it a car that was as agile as it was quick. The balance between performance and drivability helped cement the Z28's reputation as one of the best values in American performance cars of its day. In the broader Camaro story, the 1986 Z28 carried significant importance. It kept the Camaro nameplate alive and competitive against rivals like the Ford Mustang during a time when muscle cars were struggling for relevance. Though its numbers didn't rival the brutal horsepower figures of the Golden Age, its combination of styling, performance, and affordability made it a beloved choice among enthusiasts of the era. For many, the Z28 served as their first taste of true American muscle, ensuring its place in the lineage of Chevrolet performance icons. At number 25, we have the 1984 Chevrolet Corvette. Quarter-mile timing, 15.1 seconds. The 1984 Chevrolet Corvette marked the debut of the fourth generation, a model that redefined what America's sports car could be in terms of both performance and technology. After a one-year hiatus in 1983, Chevrolet introduced the C4 with sharp, wedge-shaped styling that departed dramatically from the flowing curves of earlier Corvettes. Beneath the hood sat a 5.7-liter V8, producing 205 horsepower, giving the car a 0 to 60 time of 6.7 seconds and a quarter-mile pass in 15.1 seconds. While the power figure seemed restrained compared to the glory days of big-block Corvettes, the overall package of the C4 emphasized balance, aerodynamics, and advanced engineering. One of the most notable advancements was the use of a uniframe chassis design paired with a fully independent suspension that included forged aluminum components. This construction reduced weight and dramatically improved handling, allowing the Corvette to corner with a sharpness it had never displayed before. For the first time, the Corvette began to move beyond being purely a straight-line bruiser and entered the territory of being a world-class sports car contender. The 1984 model may not have had overwhelming horsepower, but its ability to deliver agility and refinement signaled Chevrolet's commitment to evolving the Corvette into a precision machine. Inside, the Corvette broke new ground with its futuristic, aircraft-inspired digital dashboard. Drivers were greeted by bright digital readouts for speed, RPM, and fuel, a radical change that made the cabin feel like a cockpit. Combined with the removable Targa roof panel, the Corvette offered both modern flair and open-air enjoyment, giving owners a sense that they were piloting something truly advanced. The wedge-like styling, pop-up headlights, and flush glass contributed to its low drag coefficient, proving that form and function worked hand in hand. Though purists sometimes criticize the C4's relative lack of raw power compared to earlier generations, the 1984 Corvette laid the groundwork for a new era of performance. It established a platform that would later evolve into legends like the ZR1, while also solidifying the Corvette's reputation as America's answer to European sports cars. For enthusiasts of the time, the 1984 Corvette represented progress, a car that blended speed, handling, and futuristic design into one bold package. Next up at number 24 is the 1994 Chevrolet Impala SS. Quarter-mile timing, 15 seconds. The 1994 Chevrolet Impala SS was a bold return to performance for a nameplate long associated with American full-size comfort and utility. Based on the Caprice platform, this Impala SS took the idea of a large sedan and infused it with genuine muscle car character. At its core was the 5.7-liter L-tone V8 engine, borrowed from the Corvette of the same era, producing 260 horsepower and delivering a 0-60 time of 6.5 seconds. The car could complete the quarter mile in an impressive 15 seconds flat, proving that a big sedan could still pack the punch of a classic muscle car. Visually, the 1994 Impala SS made a statement with its sinister all-black exterior, a look that quickly became iconic. The monochrome paint scheme was complemented by 20-inch inspired 17-inch aluminum wheels, a subtle rear spoiler, and understated SS badging. Its lowered stance and wider tires gave it a menacing road presence, instantly setting it apart from the ordinary Caprice sedans that shared its bones. The combination of size, style, and muscle gave the Impala SS a unique identity, appealing to drivers who wanted practicality but refused to sacrifice performance flair. Inside, Chevrolet equipped the Impala SS with leather seating, a full complement of gauges, and performance-oriented touches that reminded drivers they were behind the wheel of something special. While the interior was spacious and comfortable enough for family duty, the heavy-duty suspension, sport-tuned shocks, and upgraded brakes reminded anyone riding along that this was no ordinary sedan. The car delivered a level of responsiveness and stability unusual for its size, thanks to suspension tuning and the powerful torque of the L-tone engine. For Chevrolet, the 1994 Impala SS was more than just a performance model. It was a statement that muscle car DNA could thrive even in the age of family sedans. Its combination of Corvette power, aggressive styling, and full-size comfort made it a hit with enthusiasts and collectors alike. Today, the 1994 Impala SS is remembered as one of the most distinctive sleepers of the 90s, a car that carried on the spirit of the muscle era while carving out a unique place in automotive history. Next on the list at number 23 is the 1991 Chevrolet Camaro ZL1 1LE. Quarter-mile timing, 14.5 seconds. The 1991 Chevrolet Camaro ZL1 1LE was not just another muscle car. It was a purpose-built, street-legal race machine designed to give serious enthusiasts a taste of track-ready performance. At its heart was a 5.7-liter V8 producing 245 horsepower, delivering strong acceleration and a 0-60 time of 6 seconds flat. The car could storm through the quarter mile in 14.5 seconds, a figure that made it one of the most capable Camaros of its era. With a top speed approaching 150 miles per hour, the 1LE stood as a testament to Chevrolet's ability to blend factory muscle with motorsport credibility. The story of the 1LE package is rooted in racing regulations, specifically designed to homologate Camaros for showroom stock competition. Chevrolet engineers quietly developed the option to provide race teams with a car that was track-capable right out of the factory. This meant that buyers who checked the right boxes on the order sheet got far more than a cosmetic upgrade. They received a car engineered with racing in mind. The 1LE included an aluminum drive shaft to reduce rotational weight, heavy-duty brakes borrowed from the Corvette, and a performance-tuned suspension that gave the car sharper handling than the standard Z28. From the outside, the 1991 Camaro Z28 1LE looked aggressive but understated. Its bold front fascia, distinctive hood lines, and rear spoiler hinted at its performance potential, while subtle 1LE cues gave little away to casual onlookers. For collectors today, part of its appeal lies in that stealthy demeanor. The car looked like a regular Z28 to the untrained eye, but under the skin, it was anything but ordinary. Production numbers for the 1LE remain limited, which only increased its mystique. Serious enthusiasts and racers who knew about the package valued it highly, as it offered factory-built durability and performance without the need for aftermarket modifications. In many ways, the 1LE was ahead of its time, foreshadowing the later rise of track-focused performance packages like the ZL1 and 1LE Camaros of the 21st century. For Chevrolet, the 1991 Z28 1LE was proof that muscle cars could still dominate both the drag strip and the road course, making it a standout in the Camaro's long and storied history. Next on the list at number 22 is the 1989 Chevrolet Camaro IROC Z. Quarter-mile timing, 14.2 seconds. The 1989 Chevrolet Camaro IROC Z was a true icon of late 80s performance, carrying a name borrowed from the International Race of Champions series that instantly connected it to racing pedigree. Under its hood sat a 5.7-liter V8 producing 245 horsepower, a figure that made it one of the most powerful Camaros of its generation. This engine allowed the IROC Z to sprint from 0 to 60 miles per hour in a brisk 5.6 seconds and cover the quarter mile in just 14.2 seconds. For enthusiasts who lived through the horsepower drought of the 70s and early 80s, these numbers felt like a return to glory. The styling of the IROC Z was just as aggressive as its performance suggested. With its low-slung stance, integrated ground effects, and aerodynamic front fascia, the car looked fast even when standing still. Distinctive IROC Z badging and bold striping along the body further set it apart, while the wide alloy wheels and optional top roof gave it a perfect blend of sport and style. Chevrolet clearly designed this car to appeal to younger buyers who wanted a machine that could turn heads on the street while delivering real muscle on the highway. On the engineering front, the IROC Z benefited from improvements that elevated it beyond being a straight-line sprinter. It featured upgraded suspension tuning, a lowered ride height, and performance tires that provided sharper handling and better cornering grip compared to previous Camaros. These refinements allowed the IROC Z to handle curvy roads with a confidence that earlier muscle cars simply could not match. Combined with the torque-heavy power delivery of its V8, the car struck a balance between speed, control, and everyday drivability. The 1989 IROC Z has since become a cultural time capsule of the era, capturing the spirit of American performance as the nation entered the 90s. It was as much a symbol of style as it was of speed, a car that appeared in countless music videos, movies, and posters, cementing its place in pop culture. Today, the IROC Z remains one of the most collectible third-generation Camaros, remembered fondly as the machine that kept Chevrolet's performance flame burning bright. With its mix of power, racing heritage, and unmistakable looks, the 1989 Camaro IROC Z proved that muscle cars were alive and well heading into a new decade. At number 21 is the 2006 Chevrolet Monte Carlo SS. Quarter-mile timing, 14.2 seconds. The 2006 Chevrolet Monte Carlo SS represented the last great effort by Chevrolet to keep its legendary coupe nameplate alive with true muscle car credentials. While earlier versions of the Monte Carlo SS leaned heavily on heritage and NASCAR-inspired styling, the 2006 model delivered serious modern performance thanks to a potent 5.3-liter V8 engine under its hood. This power plant produced 303 horsepower and propelled the car from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 5.7 seconds. Covering the quarter mile in 14.2 seconds, the Monte Carlo SS stood as proof that front-wheel drive cars could still deliver thrilling acceleration when engineered with precision. The exterior styling made sure no one mistook the SS for a standard Monte Carlo. A bold front fascia with a wide grille, sculpted lines along the coupe body, and aggressive SS badging gave it a commanding presence. Its sleek profile was further enhanced by sporty alloy wheels and subtle aerodynamic tweaks that nodded to its racing lineage. Inside, the Monte Carlo SS blended performance with comfort, offering supportive bucket seats, a driver-focused cockpit, and modern amenities that made it equally comfortable for long-distance cruising and spirited driving. A defining technological feature of the 2006 Monte Carlo SS was General Motors' Displacement on Demand system, later known as Active Fuel Management. This advanced system allowed the V8 to deactivate 4 cylinders under light loads, improving fuel efficiency without compromising the full-throttle excitement that drivers expected from an SS-badged car. Combined with its smooth 4-speed automatic transmission, the Monte Carlo offered a balance of muscle and practicality rarely seen in coupes of its time. For enthusiasts, the 2006 Monte Carlo SS was more than just another performance model, it was a closing chapter. This generation marked the end of the Monte Carlo line altogether, making the SS a symbolic farewell to a car that had carried Chevrolet's racing and performance identity for decades. While some purists lamented its front-wheel drive layout, many appreciated its mix of power, style, and efficiency, recognizing it as one of the most unique offerings in Chevrolet's performance history. Today, the 2006 Monte Carlo SS is remembered as the final expression of a beloved nameplate, blending modern engineering with a storied past. At number 20 is the 1969 Chevrolet Camaro SS 396. Quarter-mile timing, 14 seconds. The 1969 Chevrolet Camaro SS 396 stood tall as one of the definitive muscle cars of its era, embodying the raw power and aggressive styling that defined the golden age of American performance. Beneath its long, sculpted hood lay a 396 cubic inch, or 6.5-liter, V8 engine that produced an impressive 375 horsepower in its highest state of tune. This gave the car a 0 to 60 time of 6 seconds flat and a quarter-mile run of 14 seconds, figures that cemented its reputation as a street and strip warrior. The Camaro SS 396 was more than just numbers, it was a statement in design. Chevrolet equipped it with a bold cowl induction hood that fed cooler air directly into the engine, enhancing performance when the driver buried the throttle. Signature SS badging, rally stripes, and a muscular stance made sure onlookers knew this was no ordinary Camaro. Buyers could also opt for the RS Appearance Package, which added hidden headlights and other styling touches, creating one of the most visually striking combinations of the late 60s muscle car wars. Performance extended beyond straight-line speed thanks to heavy-duty suspension upgrades, beefier shocks, and improved brakes. These features allowed the SS 396 to handle its immense power with surprising confidence, giving drivers the ability to enjoy winding back roads as much as the drag strip. The availability of a 4-speed manual transmission with a Hirsch shifter added to the driving thrill, while optional posi-traction rear axles ensured that all that torque translated effectively to the pavement. The 1969 model year was also pivotal because it marked the peak of first-generation Camaro styling. Its aggressive lines, wide stance, and menacing presence on the road made it a poster-worthy car that captured the imagination of enthusiasts everywhere. Against competitors like the Ford Mustang Mach-1 and the Dodge Charger RT, the Camaro SS 396 held its own and often came out on top thanks to its balanced mix of speed, handling, and style. Today, the 1969 Camaro SS 396 is celebrated as one of the purest expressions of the muscle car ethos. Collectors and enthusiasts revere it not only for its performance credentials, but also for its timeless looks and the way it encapsulated the spirit of late 60s American automotive culture. It remains a symbol of Chevrolet's dominance in the muscle car wars and a reminder of an era when bigger engines and bolder designs ruled the streets. Next on the list at number 19 is the 1993 Chevrolet Camaro Z28. Quarter-mile timing, 14 seconds. The 1993 Chevrolet Camaro Z28 marked the arrival of the fourth generation, a bold redesign that revitalized the Camaro name and set new standards for performance in the 90s. Chevrolet equipped the Z28 with the Corvette-derived 5.7-liter L-tone V8, producing 275 horsepower, which immediately gave it an edge over rivals. With a 0 to 60 time of just 5.6 seconds and a quarter-mile run in 14 seconds flat, the Z28 proved that Chevrolet was serious about bringing muscle back into the modern age. Its top speed, approaching 150 miles per hour, placed it firmly in sports car territory. The styling was a radical departure from the boxy third-generation models. The Z28 wore a sleek, aerodynamic body with a sharply sloped front fascia, smooth side panels, and wraparound taillights that gave it a futuristic appearance. It looked every bit as fast as it was, with its wide stance and low-profile signaling performance intent even when parked. Chevrolet's use of computer-aided design resulted in a body that cut through the air more efficiently, enhancing both top speed and fuel economy. Performance was not limited to raw power and speed alone. The 1993 Z28 came with a retuned suspension, advanced traction control, and optional limited-slip differential, all of which gave drivers greater confidence in high-speed handling. These refinements allowed the Camaro to corner with poise, making it not just a drag strip contender, but also a capable road car for twisty highways. Paired with either a 6-speed manual or a 4-speed automatic transmission, the L-Tone's power delivery felt smooth yet aggressive, giving the driver full control over its performance. For Chevrolet, the Z28 was more than just another iteration. It was the car that brought the Camaro roaring back into relevance. 5. It bridged the gap between traditional American muscle and modern engineering, appealing to both die-hard enthusiasts and a younger generation of drivers discovering performance cars for the first time. Its balance of affordability, speed, and style made it one of the standout performance bargains of the decade. Today, the 1993 Camaro Z28 is remembered as the car that kicked off a new era for Chevrolet's pony car, setting the tone for the high-performance models that followed. It embodied the essence of 90s muscle-sleek, powerful, and unapologetically bold. Next on the list at number 18 is the 1968 Chevrolet Chevelle SS 396. Quarter-mile timing, 14 seconds. The 1968 Chevrolet Chevelle SS 396 stood as one of the most iconic muscle cars of its era, blending brute force with timeless styling that made it a legend both on the street and at the drag strip. At its core was the mighty 396 cubic inch, or 6.5-liter, V8 engine, available in several states of tune, with output climbing as high as 375 horsepower. This raw power translated into a 0 to 60 time of around 6 seconds and a quarter-mile performance of 14 seconds flat, making it one of the most fearsome midsize cars of the late 60s. For many enthusiasts, the SS 396 became the quintessential definition of Chevrolet muscle. The styling of the 1968 Chevelle SS 396 perfectly matched its performance character. Chevrolet gave it a wide, aggressive stance with bold body lines that projected both strength and speed. Signature SS badging, a blacked-out grille, and optional rally stripes made sure its muscle car identity was clear at first glance. Buyers could also select from functional upgrades like a cowl induction hood that fed cooler air to the big block engine, further boosting performance. This mix of purposeful design and visual drama made the Chevelle SS a standout not just among Chevrolet offerings, but in the entire muscle car market. Performance hardware backed up its aggressive looks. Heavy-duty suspension components, stiffer shocks, and upgraded brakes ensured that the Chevelle SS 396 could handle its immense power responsibly. A choice of 4-speed manual or 3-speed automatic transmissions gave buyers flexibility in how they wanted to experience its performance, while optional positive-traction rear differentials helped put its abundant torque to the pavement. These features made the car as competent on winding roads as it was on the drag strip, giving it broad appeal to a wide range of drivers. In the broader muscle car landscape, the 1968 Chevelle SS 396 was Chevrolet's answer to the rising demand for midsize cars with maximum performance. It stood toe-to-toe with rivals like the Pontiac GTO and Plymouth Roadrunner, holding its own with a combination of brute power and Chevrolet's reputation for reliability. Today, it is celebrated as one of the most collectible and admired muscle cars of the golden era. The Chevelle SS 396 remains a symbol of an age when American automakers prioritize power, style, and unfiltered driving excitement above all else. Next at number 17 is the 1995 Chevrolet Corvette. Quarter-mile timing, 13.7 seconds. The 1995 Chevrolet Corvette carried the torch of the fourth-generation C4 lineup with a perfect blend of technology, style, and raw V8 power. Under the hood sat the proven 5.7-liter L-tone V8 engine, which produced 300 horsepower and pushed the Corvette into genuine high-performance territory. This power allowed it to sprint from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 5.1 seconds and storm through the quarter mile in 13.7 seconds. Figures that rivaled much more expensive European sports cars of the era. With a top speed of around 160 miles per hour, the Corvette remained America's most accessible supercar rival. Styling continued the wedge-shaped design language that defined the C4 generation, but refinements made it sharper and sleeker. Pop-up headlights gave it an unmistakable front profile, while the large clamshell hood not only provided easy engine access, but also emphasized its sporting intent. Aerodynamic bodywork ensured reduced drag, and the wide stance projected a muscular, purposeful presence on the road. Drivers could also enjoy the freedom of open-air motoring thanks to the removable Targa top, which had become a signature feature of the Corvette since the mid-80s. Inside, the 1995 Corvette continued to showcase Chevrolet's push into modernity. The digital-heavy dashboard of the early C4s had been refined by this point into a more driver-focused analog-digital blend that provided crucial information without distraction. Supportive leather seating, advanced sound systems, and comfort features made the car just as suitable for long-distance touring as it was for track days. Advanced sequential fuel injection technology ensured smoother throttle response and better efficiency, giving the L-tone engine a mix of brute strength and sophistication. The significance of the 1995 Corvette lies in its role as a bridge between classic American muscle and modern performance engineering. While its raw V8 soundtrack and straight-line speed recalled the glory days of 60s muscle, its refined handling and advanced technology gave it credibility in a global sports car market. For enthusiasts, it represented a world-class machine at a price that undercut many of its European competitors. Today, the 1995 Corvette is celebrated as a high point of the C4 generation, admired for its balance of speed, technology, and unmistakable American character. At number 16, we have the 1969 Chevrolet Corvette Lady 8. Quarter-mile timing, 13.56 seconds. The 1969 Chevrolet Corvette Lady 8 was a machine built with one purpose in mind: absolute domination on the track. Unlike most muscle cars of its day, which often blended comfort with speed, the Lady 8 was stripped down and engineered to be as close to a race car as possible while still remaining street legal. At its heart was the legendary 427 cubic inch or 7.0-liter V8 engine, officially rated at 430 horsepower. In truth, the Lady 8's output was well over 500 horsepower, but Chevrolet deliberately underrated it to discourage casual buyers from picking one up without understanding its demanding nature. With a 0 to 60 sprint in an astonishing 4.2 seconds and a quarter-mile time of 13.56 seconds, the Lady 8 was a monster in every sense. The engineering behind the Lady 8 set it apart even further. It featured a forged crankshaft, high-compression pistons, an aluminum intake manifold, and a massive Holley 4-barrel carburetor. This setup demanded high-octane racing fuel, making the car impractical for everyday use, but perfectly suited for competitive racing. To emphasize its track-focused nature, Chevrolet intentionally removed conveniences like air conditioning, a radio, and even power steering, ensuring that every ounce of weight and energy went toward performance. Visually, the 1969 Corvette Lady 8 looked just as aggressive as it performed. Flared fenders, a wide stance, and a distinctive hood scoop announced its intentions loudly. The car retained the sleek curves of the third-generation Corvette introduced in 1968, but subtle details like unique badging and purposeful styling cues made it clear that this was no ordinary model. On the track, the Lady 8's aerodynamic lines worked in harmony with its brute power to deliver blistering speeds that few competitors of the era could hope to match. Production numbers were intentionally kept low, adding to the Lady 8's mystique. Only a handful were built in 1969, making it one of the rarest and most coveted Corvettes ever produced. Collectors today value the Lady 8 not only for its rarity, but also for what it represented, a no-compromise approach to American performance engineering. For many, the 1969 Chevrolet Corvette Lady 8 is the ultimate expression of muscle car excess, a car that demanded respect and rewarded those who could tame it. Its reputation as one of the most fearsome Corvettes in history ensures its legacy will never fade. Next at number 15 is the 1999 Chevrolet Camaro Z28. Quarter-mile timing, 13.5 seconds. The 1999 Chevrolet Camaro Z28 stood as one of the finest expressions of late fourth-generation muscle, blending affordability with the kind of performance that rivaled far more expensive sports cars. At its heart was the 5.7-liter Elson V8 engine, the same power plant that had already earned accolades in the Corvette. In Z28 trim, it produced 305 horsepower, a figure that translated to blistering acceleration for its price point. The car could storm from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just over 5 seconds and cover the quarter mile in 13.5 seconds, proving that Chevrolet had not lost its performance edge heading into the new millennium. The styling of the 1999 Camaro Z28 reflected the sharper, more aerodynamic design language of the late 90s. Its aggressive front fascia featured a low, pointed nose and large, integrated headlights that gave it a modern and menacing presence. Wide, flowing body lines and a rear spoiler added both visual drama and aerodynamic efficiency. Combined with its muscular stance and signature Camaro taillights, the Z28's appearance made it instantly recognizable as a serious performance machine. Beyond raw speed, the Z28 benefited from a lightweight yet rigid chassis that enhanced its handling capabilities. Engineers equipped it with performance suspension tuning, precise steering, and four-wheel disc brakes, giving drivers confidence whether launching down a drag strip or carving through back roads. Buyers could choose between a 6-speed manual transmission for maximum driver engagement or a 4-speed automatic for convenience, broadening the car's appeal to a wider audience. The result was a muscle car that balanced traditional straight-line power with modern road manners. For many enthusiasts, the 1999 Camaro Z28 offered an unmatched value proposition. It delivered Corvette-inspired performance at a far more attainable price, making it a favorite among younger buyers and muscle car purists alike. Against rivals like the Ford Mustang GT, the Z28 held a clear performance advantage, solidifying Chevrolet's dominance in the pony car wars of the era. Today, it is remembered as one of the standout performers of the fourth-generation Camaro, prized for its Elson engine and its role in keeping the muscle car spirit alive at the turn of the century. At number 14, we have the 2002 Chevrolet Camaro Z28 SS. Quarter-mile timing, 13.5 seconds. The 2002 Chevrolet Camaro Z28 SS marked both a high point and an end of an era, as it was the final model year of the fourth-generation Camaro before production was paused. Under its hood sat the legendary 5.7-liter Elson V8 engine, tuned to deliver 345 horsepower in SS trim. This power gave the car impressive acceleration figures, with a 0 to 60 time of 5.4 seconds and a quarter-mile performance of 13.5 seconds. Those numbers made it one of the fastest and most refined Camaros Chevrolet had ever produced up to that point. The SS package added features that elevated the Z28 to true performance status. A functional ram air induction hood allowed the engine to breathe more efficiently, boosting horsepower at higher speeds. A performance exhaust system gave the car an aggressive tone and freed up additional power. Suspension upgrades tightened its handling, making it sharper and more responsive through corners while still comfortable enough for daily use. Together, these enhancements made the Z28 SS more than just a straight-line sprinter. It was a well-rounded performance coupe that could challenge sports cars from both America and Europe. Styling cues distinguished the SS from the standard Z28. A unique hood scoop, bold rear spoiler, and prominent SS badging gave the car a purposeful look that announced its capabilities before the engine was even started. Wide, flowing body lines and an aggressive stance completed the package, ensuring the SS turned heads everywhere it went. Owners also had the option of a top roof, blending the thrill of open-air driving with the rigidity of a hardtop coupe. The 2002 Camaro Z28 SS carried symbolic weight beyond its performance numbers. It represented the culmination of years of engineering refinement and the lasting appeal of Chevrolet's pony car in the face of changing markets. Though production ceased after this model year, the SS ensured the Camaro name went out on a high note. For enthusiasts, it became a modern classic almost immediately, blending the muscle car heritage of the 60s with the cutting-edge technology of the early 21st century. Today, the 2002 Camaro Z28 SS is remembered as a fitting farewell to the fourth generation and a bridge to the Camaro's rebirth years later. Next at number 13 is the 1996 Chevrolet Camaro Z28 SS. Quarter-mile timing, 13.5 seconds. The 1996 Chevrolet Camaro Z28 SS brought new life to the Camaro lineup at a time when muscle cars were making a strong comeback. Developed with help from SLP Engineering, the SS was more than just an appearance upgrade. It was a true performance package that elevated the standard Z28 into something far more formidable. Under the hood, it carried the 5.7-liter L-tone V8 engine, rated at 305 horsepower, which was impressive for its era. 0.5. This setup propelled the car from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 5.2 seconds and allowed it to blaze through the quarter mile in 13.5 seconds. With a top speed of roughly 160 miles per hour, the Z28 SS proudly wore the badge of a modern muscle car. One of the key upgrades in the SS package was the functional ram air induction system. This hood scoop wasn't just for show, it delivered a steady stream of cooler, denser air to the L-tone engine, boosting performance and making the car feel even more responsive under acceleration. The SS also came equipped with a performance exhaust system that gave it a deeper, throatier growl, leaving no doubt about the power lurking beneath the hood. Combined with upgraded suspension tuning and wider tires, the Camaro Z28 SS handled better than its base counterpart, making it equally fun to drive on winding back roads or the drag strip. Visually, the 1996 ZW28 SS stood apart from the crowd. Its bold hood scoop, rear deck spoiler, and distinctive SS badging gave it an aggressive, race-ready look that perfectly matched its performance credentials. Wide body lines, sharp contours, and the classic long hood, short deck proportions reminded enthusiasts that the Camaro was still true to its muscle car roots. Buyers also had the option of coupe or convertible configurations, with both offering the unmistakable presence that defined Chevrolet's pony car. The 1996 Camaro Z28 SS represented more than just another trim level. It was proof that Chevrolet was serious about keeping the Camaro relevant in a competitive market. By combining raw muscle with advanced engineering, it bridged the gap between traditional 60s-era performance and modern technology. Today, it is remembered fondly by collectors and enthusiasts as the car that set the stage for the even more powerful L-tone-powered Camaros that followed. In many ways, the 1996 Z28 SS kept the Camaro flame burning bright during a decade when muscle cars were once again finding their voice. Next on the list at number 12 is the 1969 Chevrolet Camaro ZL1. Quarter-mile timing, 13.16 seconds. The 1969 Chevrolet Camaro ZL1 remains one of the most legendary muscle cars ever built, not only for its sheer performance, but also for its rarity and racing pedigree. Conceived primarily as a factory drag racing weapon, the ZL1 was fitted with an all-aluminum 427 cubic inch, or 7.0-liter, V8 engine that was officially rated at 430 horsepower. In reality, its output was closer to 500 horsepower, placing it among the most powerful production cars of its era. This massive power allowed the Camaro ZL1 to blast from 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 5.3 seconds and storm through the quarter mile in just over 13.1 seconds. At a time when few cars could keep pace, the ZL1 redefined what a factory-built Camaro could achieve. The ZL1 story is tied closely to Chevrolet's involvement in drag racing and the COPO program, which allowed dealers to special order cars outside of normal production constraints. Fred Gibbs Chevrolet famously ordered 50 Z-Lone Camaros to qualify the engine for NHRA competition, with a handful of other dealers following suit. In total, only 69 units were built, making the Z-Lone one of the rarest Camaros ever produced. Its exclusivity, combined with its extraordinary performance, ensured that it became an instant collectible. Beyond the numbers, the 1969 Z-Lone looked deceptively subtle. On the outside, it retained the clean lines of the first-generation Camaro, with options for rally stripes and SS-style trim, but nothing about its appearance screamed that it was hiding one of the most powerful engines Chevrolet had ever built. This understated look made it the ultimate sleeper of its day, with few rivals able to match its acceleration once the light turned green. For serious racers, it was the holy grail of factory muscle cars. The 1969 Camaro Z-Lone represents a unique convergence of rarity, engineering, and performance heritage. Built in tiny numbers for a very specific purpose, it has since become one of the most valuable Camaros in existence, with collectors paying astronomical sums to own one. More than just a car, it symbolizes the height of Chevrolet's commitment to motorsport and the raw, unfiltered spirit of the muscle car era. To this day, the Z-Lone stands as a reminder that sometimes the boldest ideas result in the most unforgettable machines. Next at number 11 is the 1970 Chevrolet Chevelle SS 454 LS6. Quarter-mile timing, 13.12 seconds. The 1970 Chevrolet Chevelle SS 454 LS6 is often remembered as the ultimate expression of the muscle car era, a machine that embodied brute strength and unfiltered American performance. At the heart of the LS6 was a massive 454 cubic inch, or 7.4-liter, V8 engine officially rated at 450 horsepower. In reality, its output was believed to be even higher, with torque figures that could overwhelm the rear tires at will. This immense power allowed the LS6 Chevelle to rocket from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just over 5 seconds and tear through the quarter mile in 13.12 seconds, making it one of the fastest factory-built muscle cars of its time. The engineering behind the LS6 engine was nothing short of remarkable. It featured high-flow cylinder heads, a forged steel crankshaft, solid lifter camshaft, and an enormous Holley 4-barrel carburetor mounted on an aluminum intake manifold. With an 11.25-to-1 compression ratio, it required high-octane fuel, but in return, it delivered explosive acceleration that left competitors struggling to keep up. Few cars on the street, or even at the drag strip, could match the combination of raw horsepower and durability built into the LS6 package. Visually, the 1970 Chevelle SS 454 LS6 was every bit as intimidating as its performance suggested. It sported a cowl induction hood that fed cooler, denser air into the engine when the throttle was fully opened, a functional feature that became an icon of the muscle car era. Bold SS badging, optional racing stripes, and a wide, aggressive stance gave it a look that turned heads wherever it went. With its mix of power and presence, the LS6 quickly became the car that enthusiasts dreamed of owning. In the broader muscle car landscape, the 1970 Chevelle SS 454 LS6 stood as the pinnacle of factory performance. It arrived just before new emissions regulations and insurance pressures began to choke the horsepower wars, making it one of the last truly unrestrained American muscle cars. Today, it is revered by collectors as one of the most desirable Chevrolets ever built, both for its rarity and for its status as a high-water mark of the golden age. The LS6 Chevelle remains a timeless symbol of muscle car dominance, a car that defined an era when bigger, louder, and faster ruled the road. Starting the top 10 and on the list at number 10 is the 2010 Chevrolet Camaro SS. Quarter-mile timing, 13 seconds. The 2010 Chevrolet Camaro SS signaled the triumphant return of one of America's most celebrated muscle cars after a production hiatus that had lasted since 2002. With its blend of retro-inspired design and cutting-edge engineering, it reintroduced the Camaro name to a new generation while paying homage to the legends of the late 1960s. At its core was a 6.2-liter LS3 V8 engine producing 426 horsepower when paired with a 6-speed manual transmission. This immense output allowed the car to sprint from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4.7 seconds and blaze through the quarter mile in 13 seconds flat, re-establishing the Camaro as a true heavyweight in the modern muscle car wars. The styling of the 2010 Camaro SS was one of its greatest strengths. Chevrolet designers crafted a body that echoed the first-generation Camaro with its wide stance, aggressive front grille, and muscular proportions, but updated it with modern aerodynamics and sharp details. Sculpted lines, a power dome hood, and distinctive halo ring headlights gave it a commanding presence on the road. From every angle, the SS looked fast, powerful, and unmistakably American, capturing both nostalgia and modern appeal. Inside, the Camaro SS offered a driver-focused cabin that mixed retro touches with 21st-century technology. Deep-set gauges, squared-off lines, and heritage-inspired design cues reminded drivers of the Camaro's past, while features like stability control, traction management, and available premium audio systems made it practical for everyday use. For enthusiasts, the choice between the 6-speed manual and a 6-speed automatic meant the SS could be tailored to either purists seeking full control or those preferring ease and comfort. Beyond its raw performance, the 2010 Camaro SS played a symbolic role in reigniting the muscle car rivalry with the Ford Mustang and Dodge Challenger. It proved that Chevrolet had not only brought the Camaro back, but had done so with a car that could stand toe-to-toe with its fiercest competitors. Today, the 2010 SS is remembered as the car that redefined the Camaro for a new era, showing that the muscle car spirit was alive and well in the 21st century. Its combination of retro style, modern engineering, and explosive performance made it an instant classic, cherished by enthusiasts worldwide. At number 9, we have the 2013 Chevrolet Camaro SS1LE. Quarter-mile timing, 12.9 seconds. The 2013 Chevrolet Camaro SS1LE was a performance-focused machine designed to bridge the gap between the standard SS and the track-dominating Z-Lone. At its heart was a 6.2-liter LS3 V8 engine producing 426 horsepower, paired exclusively with a 6-speed manual transmission. This combination allowed the 1LE to rocket from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4.5 seconds and cover the quarter mile in 12.9 seconds, cementing its reputation as a serious driver's car. With a top speed of around 170 miles per hour, the 1LE was built for enthusiasts who wanted muscle car power with road course capability. The defining characteristic of the 2013 Camaro SS1LE was its race-bred handling package. Chevrolet equipped it with a close-ratio Tremec TR6060 gearbox, lightweight 20-inch wheels wrapped in sticky Goodyear Eagle Phone supercar tires, and monotube rear dampers borrowed from the Z-Lone. The suspension was specially tuned for aggressive cornering, giving the 1LE the ability to hold its own on twisty roads and racetracks. These enhancements transformed the Camaro from a straight-line muscle car into a balanced performance coupe capable of taking on European sports cars in terms of handling precision. Visually, the 1LE stood out with a purposeful, track-ready look. A matte black hood, front splitter, and rear spoiler gave it an aggressive appearance that also served aerodynamic purposes. Inside, the 1LE was equipped with Recaro-inspired seats, a flat-bottom steering wheel, and unique trim that emphasized its racing intent. Though it remained a daily drivable car, every detail reminded the driver that this Camaro was designed to be pushed hard. The 2013 Camaro SS1LE played a vital role in Chevrolet's muscle car lineup by showing that raw horsepower wasn't the only measure of performance. It delivered the speed expected from a Camaro while introducing a level of precision handling that broadened its appeal. For enthusiasts who wanted a car equally at home on the drag strip and the road course, the 1LE was the perfect answer. Today, it is remembered as one of the most well-balanced performance Camaros of the modern era, a car that combined heritage muscle with track-ready engineering in a package that remains highly sought after. Next on the list at number 8 is the 2016 Chevrolet SS. Quarter-mile timing, 12.9 seconds. The 2016 Chevrolet SS was one of the most underrated performance cars of its time, a full-size sedan that hid serious muscle car credentials beneath a refined and understated exterior. Beneath the hood sat a 6.2-liter LS3 V8 engine, producing 415 horsepower and 415 pound-feet of torque. This power allowed the SS to sprint from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4.5 seconds and tear through the quarter mile in 12.9 seconds, numbers that firmly placed it in the territory of classic muscle while offering the comfort of a four-door family car. With a top speed of around 160 miles per hour, it proved that performance didn't have to come at the cost of practicality. The design of the 2016 Chevrolet SS was deliberately subtle, almost sleeper-like in nature. Its clean body lines, minimal badging, and understated stance gave no hint to the untrained eye that it was powered by the same engine found in a Corvette. A dual exhaust system, 19-inch wheels, and a slightly aggressive front fascia were the few cues that revealed its performance intent. For enthusiasts, this subtle approach only added to its appeal, as it offered supercar levels of acceleration without drawing too much attention. What truly set the SS apart was the advanced technology packed into its chassis. It came standard with magnetic ride control suspension, which adjusted damping in real time for a perfect blend of comfort and performance. Brembo brakes provided confidence-inspiring stopping power, while precise steering and rear-wheel drive dynamics made it engaging to drive whether on the highway or a winding back road. Buyers also had the rare choice of a 6-speed manual transmission, making the SS one of the few modern sedans to offer such driver engagement. For Chevrolet, the 2016 SS was more than just another performance car. It was a showcase of what could be achieved when muscle car spirit met modern engineering. It blended the space and comfort of a family sedan with the performance of a traditional muscle coupe, creating a package unlike anything else in its price range. Though sales numbers were modest due to limited marketing and its Australian-built origins, enthusiasts quickly recognized it as a future classic. Today, the 2016 Chevrolet SS is remembered as a rare gem, a car that delivered Corvette power in a refined and unassuming wrapper. Next at number 7 is the 1990 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1. Quarter-mile timing, 12.8 seconds. The 1990 Chevrolet Corvette ZR1 was a groundbreaking achievement that earned the nickname King of the Hill, a title that perfectly captured its dominance in the sports car world. At its core was the revolutionary 5.7-liter LT5 V8 engine, developed in collaboration with Lotus and built by Mercury Marine. Unlike the traditional small-block V8s of the era, the LT5 featured dual overhead cams, aluminum construction, and 32 valves, making it one of the most advanced engines ever placed in an American car at the time. Officially rated at 375 horsepower, it enabled the ZR1 to blast from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4.4 seconds and complete the quarter mile in 12.8 seconds. With a top speed of around 180 miles per hour, the ZR1 firmly placed the Corvette on the global supercar stage. Visually, the ZR1 retained much of the C4 Corvette's familiar wedge-shaped styling, but subtle differences set it apart. Wider rear fenders accommodated massive tires for improved grip, while a distinctive convex rear fascia replaced the standard model's concave design. These changes, while understated, gave the ZR1 a more muscular and aggressive appearance that hinted at its immense capabilities. Combined with pop-up headlights, sleek body lines, and an overall aerodynamic shape, the car projected speed even when parked. The engineering refinements extended beyond the engine bay. The 1990 ZR1 featured upgraded braking systems, reinforced suspension components, and a specially tuned chassis to handle the increased power. A 6-speed manual transmission gave drivers full control over the LT5's high-revving nature, making it an exhilarating machine to drive. Inside, the Corvette offered a mix of luxury and performance, with leather-trimmed seats, advanced electronics for the time, and a cockpit-like layout that placed the driver at the center of the experience. The significance of the ZR1 cannot be overstated. It shattered speed and endurance records, including a 24-hour run at an average speed of over 175 miles per hour, proving its durability as well as its raw pace. For Chevrolet, it was a statement that the Corvette could compete with the likes of Ferrari, Porsche, and Lamborghini, not just in terms of performance, but also in advanced engineering. Today, the 1990 Corvette ZR1 is remembered as a technological marvel, a car that redefined expectations for American performance and secured its place as one of the greatest Corvettes ever built. Next at number 6 is the 2017 Chevrolet Camaro SS. Quarter-mile timing, 12.3 seconds. The 2017 Chevrolet Camaro SS showcased just how far muscle cars had come, evolving from raw, straight-line machines into sophisticated performance cars that could rival some of the best sports coupes in the world. At the heart of this SS was a 6.2-liter L-tone V8 engine, producing 455 horsepower and 455 pound-feet of torque. With this power, the Camaro SS could rocket from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 4 seconds flat and rip through the quarter mile in 12.3 seconds. Figures that placed it firmly in modern supercar territory while maintaining an affordable price tag. Its top speed of roughly 165 miles per hour proved that the Camaro was still very much a serious performance contender. The styling of the 2017 Camaro SS reflected Chevrolet's focus on aerodynamics and aggression. The front fascia featured a bold grille with functional air intakes, while the sculpted hood included vents designed to reduce lift and cool the engine bay. Sharp body lines, flared fenders, and a low, wide stance gave it a muscular yet modern appearance that was unmistakably Camaro. Distinctive LED lighting added a high-tech touch, while the rear spoiler and quad exhaust tips hinted at the power lurking beneath the skin. Chevrolet engineers also made sure the Camaro SS delivered far more than straight-line speed. Built on the Alpha platform, it featured a lighter and stiffer chassis than the outgoing generation, improving both agility and handling. Magnetic ride control was available, allowing the suspension to adapt in real time for comfort or performance, depending on the situation. Drivers could also choose between a precise 6-speed manual transmission with active rev matching or an 8-speed automatic that delivered lightning-quick shifts. This combination of options made the SS versatile, appealing to both traditional muscle car purists and modern performance enthusiasts. The 2017 Camaro SS symbolized the evolution of the American muscle car into something global in its appeal. It retained the aggressive character and thunderous V8 soundtrack that enthusiasts loved, while offering handling dynamics and refinement once thought exclusive to European performance coupes. For Chevrolet, it proved that heritage and innovation could coexist, ensuring the Camaro remained relevant in a rapidly changing market. Today, the 2017 Camaro SS is celebrated as one of the most balanced and capable iterations of the iconic nameplate, a car that honored its past while confidently stepping into the future. Next on the list at number 5 is the 2012 Chevrolet Camaro ZL1. Quarter-mile timing, 12 seconds. The 2012 Chevrolet Camaro ZL1 marked a dramatic escalation in the modern muscle car wars, a machine engineered not only for raw speed, but also for precision handling and track-ready performance. Under its hood sat a supercharged 6.2-liter LSA V8 engine, producing an astonishing 580 horsepower and 556 pound-feet of torque. This immense power allowed the ZL1 to rocket from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.9 seconds and storm through the quarter mile in 12 seconds flat. With a top speed approaching 184 miles per hour, the ZL1 firmly positioned itself as a rival to high-end European sports cars while still embracing its American muscle roots. What truly set the 2012 Camaro ZL1 apart was its suite of advanced performance technologies. Chevrolet equipped it with magnetic ride control, an adaptive suspension system that adjusted damping in milliseconds to provide comfort on the street and razor-sharp handling on the track. Brembo brakes delivered immense stopping power, while a dual-mode exhaust system enhanced both performance and sound, delivering a menacing growl under throttle. The ZL1 also featured launch control and performance traction management, giving drivers the ability to extract maximum performance, whether on a drag strip or a road course. Visually, the ZL1 stood out as the most aggressive Camaro of its generation. A unique front fascia with a larger lower grille, a functional hood vent for cooling, and aerodynamic enhancements all serve both aesthetic and functional purposes. Bold Z-Lone badging, wider tires, and a more muscular stance gave it an unmistakable presence. From every angle, the Z-Lone looked like a car designed to dominate, its styling making it clear that it was no ordinary Camaro. For Chevrolet, the 2012 Camaro Z-Lone was more than just a high-horsepower machine, it was a statement. It proved that modern muscle cars could offer not only breathtaking acceleration but also handling sophistication that rivaled much more expensive performance cars. Enthusiasts embraced it as the ultimate Camaro of its era, a car that combined brute force with engineering finesse. Today, the 2012 Z-Lone is remembered as the car that redefined what a muscle car could be in the 21st century, delivering supercar-level thrills with a distinctly American personality. Next at number 4 is the 2008 Chevrolet Corvette Z6. Quarter-mile timing, 11.7 seconds. The 2008 Chevrolet Corvette Z6 was a car that blurred the line between street machine and race car, offering performance that rivaled exotic European supercars at a fraction of the price. At its heart was the formidable 7.0-liter LS7 V8 engine, hand-assembled and producing 505 horsepower, along with 470 pound-feet of torque. This powerhouse gave the Z6 blistering performance figures, with a 0 to 60 time of just 3.7 seconds and a quarter-mile run of 11.7 seconds. With a top speed just shy of 198 miles per hour, the Z6 firmly established itself as one of the fastest production cars in the world during its era. Chevrolet achieved these results not simply through raw power, but also by employing advanced materials and engineering techniques. The Z6 featured an aluminum frame, carbon fiber fenders, and magnesium engine mounts and roof structure, all of which reduced weight and improved rigidity. At just over 3,100 pounds, the car boasted an exceptional power-to-weight ratio, giving it explosive acceleration and nimble handling. Paired with a 6-speed manual transmission, the LS7 delivered an uncompromising, visceral driving experience that thrilled enthusiasts. Styling enhancements also made the Z6 stand out from the standard Corvette. A wider body accommodated massive tires for better grip, while functional front air inlets, side scoops, and rear diffusers all served to improve aerodynamics and cooling. The aggressive stance and unique Z6 badging left no doubt that this was a Corvette built for serious performance. Inside, drivers were treated to a cockpit focused on performance, with supportive sport seats, unique trim, and instrumentation geared toward high-speed driving. The 2008 Corvette Z6 was also a track-ready car straight from the factory. Massive 6-piston front and 4-piston rear Brembo brakes ensured confidence-inspiring stopping power, while track-oriented suspension tuning allowed it to corner with precision. For many, it represented the pinnacle of naturally aspirated American performance, combining brute strength with sophisticated engineering. Today, it is remembered as one of the greatest Corvettes of the modern era, a car that could humble European exotics while proudly wearing the badge of America's sports car. Next on the list at number 3 is the 2017 Chevrolet Camaro Z-Lone. Quarter-mile timing, 11.4 seconds. The 2017 Chevrolet Camaro Z-Lone redefined what a modern American muscle car could achieve, offering blistering performance that put it in the realm of world-class supercars. At the heart of this beast was a supercharged 6.2-liter LT4 V8 engine, producing an incredible 650 horsepower and 650 pound-feet of torque. With this immense power, the Z-Lone could sprint from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.5 seconds and conquer the quarter mile in 11.4 seconds, placing it among the fastest factory-built Camaros ever made. A top speed nearing 198 miles per hour made it a true force on both street and track. Chevrolet didn't just rely on raw horsepower to make the Z-Lone exceptional, it packed the car with advanced technology to ensure control and precision. The Z-Lone featured magnetic ride control, which continuously adjusted suspension damping for optimal handling, whether on smooth highways or rough track surfaces. Brembo brakes with massive rotors provided reliable stopping power, while an electronically controlled limited-slip differential optimized traction under extreme acceleration. Buyers could choose between a 6-speed manual transmission with active rev matching or an advanced 10-speed automatic that delivered lightning-fast gear changes, giving the ZL1 versatility for both purists and modern drivers. The design of the 2017 ZL1 made its intentions clear. A bold, aggressive front fascia with enlarged air intakes kept the supercharged V8 cool under pressure, while a functional carbon fiber hood insert reduced weight and improved heat extraction. Wider fenders, aerodynamic side skirts, and a rear spoiler enhanced stability at high speeds, while quad exhaust tips gave it both a visual and auditory signature that was impossible to ignore. Inside, the ZL1 offered Recaro sport seats, a flat-bottom steering wheel, and performance-oriented instrumentation, creating a cockpit designed for serious driving enthusiasts. The 2017 Camaro ZL1 stood as proof that American muscle cars had evolved into world-class performance machines. It combined the classic thunder of a supercharged V8 with advanced technology, refined handling, and aerodynamic sophistication. For Chevrolet, the ZL1 was more than just a high-horsepower halo car. It was a symbol of engineering excellence that could challenge European rivals on their own terms. Today, it remains celebrated as one of the most complete and capable Camaros ever produced, embodying the perfect marriage of heritage and innovation. Next at number 2 is the 2019 Chevrolet Camaro ZL1 1LE. Quarter-mile timing, 11.4 seconds. The 2019 Chevrolet Camaro ZL1 1LE represented the absolute pinnacle of Camaro engineering, designed as a no-compromise track weapon that still retains street legality. Beneath its aggressive bodywork lay a supercharged 6.2-liter LT4 V8 engine, delivering an astonishing 650 horsepower and 650 pound-feet of torque. With this kind of output, the ZL1 1LE could rocket from 0 to 60 miles per hour in a blistering 3.5 seconds and storm through the quarter mile in 11.4 seconds. Its top speed of roughly 190 miles per hour placed it firmly in supercar territory, yet it came from a lineage deeply rooted in American muscle heritage. What set the ZL1 1LE apart from the already formidable standard ZL1 was its race-oriented 1LE package. Chevrolet fitted the car with Multimatic DSSV dampers, an advanced suspension technology derived from professional motorsports that allowed for incredible control and adjustability. Lightweight components, including thinner rear glass and fixed-back rear seats, trimmed unnecessary pounds to maximize performance. A massive carbon fiber rear wing and large front splitter provided substantial downforce, ensuring stability during high-speed cornering and making the car track-ready straight from the showroom floor. Visually, the 2019 Camaro ZL1 1LE looked every bit as aggressive as it performed. Its wide stance, functional aerodynamic elements, and bold styling cues signaled its purpose as a high-performance machine built for enthusiasts who demanded more than straight-line speed. The car rode on specially developed Goodyear Eagle Phone Supercar 3R tires that offered remarkable grip, while lightweight forged aluminum wheels reduced unsprung mass for improved handling. Inside, the cockpit was fitted with Recaro sport seats and a flat-bottom steering wheel, keeping the driver firmly connected to the car's incredible capabilities. The 2019 ZL1 1LE was widely praised not only for its breathtaking acceleration, but also for its precision on a race circuit. It demonstrated that Chevrolet could build a muscle car capable of rivaling exotic sports cars from Europe and Japan, both in lap times and overall performance dynamics. For many enthusiasts, it became the ultimate expression of Camaro engineering, a perfect blend of brute strength, aerodynamic sophistication, and track-focused technology. Today, the ZL1 1LE is remembered as one of the most extreme and capable Camaros ever to leave the factory, a car that elevated the Camaro nameplate into the realm of true supercars. Finally, at number 1 is the 2009 Chevrolet Corvette ZL1. Quarter-mile timing, 11.3 seconds. The 2009 Chevrolet Corvette ZL1 was the ultimate statement of American performance, a car that shattered expectations and firmly placed the Corvette among the fastest production vehicles in the world. At its heart was the supercharged 6.2-liter LS9 V8 engine, hand-built and producing an astonishing 638 horsepower and 604 pound-feet of torque. With this powerhouse under its hood, the Z-Roan could rocket from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.4 seconds and tear through the quarter mile in 11.3 seconds. Its top speed of over 205 miles per hour made it the fastest Corvette ever produced at the time, earning it the nickname King of the Hill, Zero. 5. Chevrolet engineers ensured the Z-Roan was more than just a straight-line missile. It featured a lightweight aluminum chassis, extensive use of carbon fiber in the hood, roof, and front splitter, and even a polycarbonate window in the hood to showcase the massive supercharger beneath. Brembo carbon ceramic brakes provided race-grade stopping power, while magnetic selective ride control suspension allowed for real-time adjustments to keep the car composed whether on the street or at full throttle on a track. This marriage of cutting-edge technology and brute horsepower made the Z-Roan a world-class supercar wearing a Chevrolet badge. Visually, the 2009 Z-Roan left no doubt about its capabilities. Its widened fenders, aggressive aerodynamic elements, and unique wheels distinguished it from lesser Corvette models. The functional carbon fiber body parts weren't just for show, they reduced weight and enhanced performance. Even the distinctive clear window in the hood became an iconic feature, giving onlookers a direct view of the Eaton supercharger that powered this beast. Inside, the cabin offered a mix of luxury and performance, with leather-trimmed seats, advanced driver information systems, and options that made the Z-Roan comfortable enough for long-distance driving despite its extreme performance focus. The 2009 Chevrolet Corvette Z-Roan wasn't just another Corvette, it was a paradigm shift. It proved that an American car could stand toe-to-toe with the likes of Ferrari, Porsche, and Lamborghini on the global stage, all while being significantly more affordable. Enthusiasts hailed it as the greatest Corvette ever built, and collectors quickly recognized its historic importance. Today, the 2009 Z-Roan remains a symbol of American ingenuity, muscle, and ambition, remembered as the car that pushed the Corvette into the supercar stratosphere.